Alright YouTube, it's time to get started on this Yamaha. But before we do that, I just wanted you to check out the nice sunny weather in the background. I did check the weather yesterday because I planned to work outside and it was supposed to be a nice sunny day. So, not that big of a deal. I was out there working on the GTI, which is a different ski, and this rolled up and came in real quick, so scrapped that and thought I'd come in and work on the Yamaha because what I've been waiting on for the past few weeks has come in. And let me take you over to my bench and let's take a look and see what came in. Been waiting for a few weeks for this to come in, and finally it has come in. So I'm not so upset or bothered by the weather outside. Gives me a chance now to get back into this Yamaha and fix what I believe is my problem on the carburetor. And very interesting because the carburetor was supposed to have been set according to factory standards, factory setup, and found something very interesting, and I'm going to pull you off here. I'm going to put you over here on the little tripod so you can get a closer look at what I'm about to show you. So I don't really believe this was actually set up, and I believe that's the problem that I was having with the Yamaha. So let me stop here, get you transferred over there, and open the package, and let's take a look at the problem, or at least what I believe to be the problem. Never seen anything like that before, what I'm going to show you. So let's take a look at it. Alright, I hope the sound turns out alright today because I got a competition from the rain in the background. But so I pulled the carbs off of the back off the Yamaha because I don't believe I cranked it on camera, but off camera I cranked it. It wasn't running right, wasn't idling right. So I pulled the carb off thinking it was already supposed to have been set to the factory settings. So I just assumed that it was, and it, for the most part, it may have been. But I came out here, I pulled the carb off to check it to make sure, and this is what I found. I want to show you something. I hope this is picking up on the camera here. This is, I started in looking at the screws, the low screws here, and I don't know if you're even picking that up right now as I'm unscrewing this, but as I came out here and I turned it all the way in, and I noticed that it was not really going in all the way. And so then I backed it out as I'm doing now, and I don't know how well you can pick this up on camera. Hopefully, trying to hold it out there to where you can see this. This thing is bent. So I don't know if that is doing any better. Probably not, because I can't hold it steady with my finger. The thing is bent, so it would not even go in all the way. It was stopping out here on the cover, and that's as far as it went. So I was checked with the one over here, and of course this one would go all the way in, and I backed it out according to the carb settings. So like I said, this thing is bent, and I'm probably doing a terrible job of showing you this. So I don't know if, and it's also broken there, or maybe it's just been shoved all the way through the other side. Looks like it's been snapped off there. So maybe this is the problem. So let's open up. I haven't even opened this up yet. to check it out, to even see if the needles match. So hopefully it does. I mean, I ordered it according to the specs, and it was for this Yamaha 800. So here's my part. Let's open this up here. It's a little, it's just picking up. I don't know if it's getting blurry. Well, we're going to use it. It's well, I guess I thought it looked shorter, but I guess it's just a little different. So, all right, so I'm going to transfer over the spring. I don't believe I have. I do have over here. I'm going to check my little spare parts, little Tupperware bowl I've got over here, and see if I may have a spare part. What I really need to make sure I can get, and I guess it has come off when I pulled this off earlier, the little rubber O-ring here, so I'll definitely have to replace that. What kind of scares me, I'm hoping it didn't come off inside the carburetor. Surely it didn't. Wow. Alright, so I'm going to get this off. We're going to get it onto the new needle here for at least now. And let me see what I've got as far as a little gasket. It's just what I have in here is it's picking up just from other carburetor builds, spare parts that hadn't been used, extras that came in with the packages and such. So I got a little I believe that'll work, at least for now. I mean, this is what I'm putting on here is for needle, just not specifically, didn't come specifically with a Yamaha kit of any kind. So alright, so I've got it in there as far as it's going to go, and like I said, I'm not going to just really crank down on this thing. Let me go ahead, and the other one here, I'm going to, I don't remember if I had set it, so I'm just going to take it all the way down, and that is kind of just snug it. So both are in as far as they'll go, just kind of snugged in. So I've got the settings here. See if you can see what I've got here, if it's readable. So I've got the 800cc here. So 1 7/8. Let's see, yeah, that's the low speed. 1 7/8 and 1 7/8. So, alright, so the mag side and the PTO side. And then the high speed is just, is at 1/2 out. So, alright, let's back these out. And for now, I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to go with what I've got there. I won't know until I get it back on the ski. And let's see, kind of concerned. Hopefully it's okay. Just doesn't seem right, but so we're going to back this out a half turn. Ooh, wait a second, what am I doing? It's 1 7/8 for both. I'm not even messing with the high yet. So alright, so I'm going to go all the way back this out. That's 1. And then we're going to come about 7/8. Maybe a little more. Alright, let's do the same here. We're going to back this out 1 7/8. So that's 1, and about 7/8 there. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna see if it works. The high screws, I'm gonna look at those real quick. I haven't even touched those at this point. So here we got one, if you can see here. So I'm going to turn this all the way in. So if you can pick that up, so I'm going to do a half of a turn. So that's about a half. Got the other the other screw. Let me turn this all the way in. And so we can go a half. A little more. All right. So I have just set the high and low according to the SPT's website for the 800cc engine carburetors. So we're going to get this back in the ski and finish up, and then we're going to crank this thing up and let's see what we got. Alright, it is a new day. And I almost forgot to bring you guys in on this last part. I just finished doing some carburetor adjustments, and I'll tell you about those. But first, I want to crank this thing up and let you listen to it. I actually cranked it and was heading into the house and thought, you know, I never turned the camera on. So I think I'm done, at least for now until we get it in the water. But I'm done, and this thing sounds good, idling good, and so let me crank it. Let it run for a minute. Now it's been running. Like I said, I've been doing some carburetor adjustments sitting on the dolly here. So it'll crank right up, but I'll let it run and idle just for a few seconds, let you listen to it. And like I said, I think we're done, and I'll fill you in on if there is a gap or not in the video. What I'm talking about is from the time I put the carburetor back in until the finished product now, or finished getting everything hooked up from head to toe on this thing, it got late, and to tell you the truth, I didn't care about filming. I didn't care. I just wanted to get it done. it got late into the evening, and so I really don't know what kind of footage is going to be between the carburetor on the bench and finished now. So I'll go through it and look, and maybe anything. So maybe just a gap between that and getting the carburetor in. But anyway, let me crank it up real quick, let you hear it. Like I said, what I've done off camera before I turn this on is when I first cranked it, once again the idle speed and everything just was way up here. So what I did, the needle that would not go all the way in, the new needle, so I went ahead and screwed it in as far as it would go and cranked it up, and it was a lot better. But it was still a little bit on the high side, so then I just made adjustments to the idling screw, and I believe I've got it down at least out of the water. Probably have to adjust it some once I get the water. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, I don't know, last 20 minutes, going back and forth, cranking it, letting it run, seeing how it's running. So, as I said, I think I'm finished with it. And let me crank it up, let you listen to it just for a few seconds, and let me know what you think. That is music to my ears compared to what it's been when I first brought this thing home and it cranked wide open throttle. So it's been a journey through this thing with the oil seals, rebuilding this whole engine, and then coming right down to the carburetor and some damage to the carburetor. So we'll see, but I appreciate you guys joining me on this. I appreciate any comments about this, and hopefully next time you see me on this thing, or see this machine, we'll be out on the water. Who knows, you may even get a glimpse of blowing this thing up. I don't know, but it's been fun messing with this thing. I enjoy working on jet skis and tearing them apart, even though for the most part, I don't know what I'm doing. So, but of that, I'm going to close this video out, and appreciate you guys joining me. And you can check out, now I'm going to move on to some of the couple of others that I have to get those ready for the water. So you can check those out and join me there. All right.